chosen one. There's something sacred about your reflection, not the one in bathroom mirror, but the one your spirit carries. When heaven looks at you, it doesn't see the mistakes, the pain, or the years you felt invisible. Heaven sees something divine, something ancient, something royal, a reflection of the Son himself. Heaven calls you the mirror of the Messiah. You may not have realized it, but your life has been shaped in such a way that every trial, every rejection, every hidden season was designed to polish your soul until it reflected Christ himself. When God formed you, he didn't just give you a purpose. He gave you a reflection, his. And now, in this time of divine unveiling, heaven is saying, chosen one, it's time to see yourself as you are seen in heaven, not as broken, but as the mirror of the Messiah. The world may call you strange. Religion may call you too bold. But heaven calls you the reflection of redemption itself. This message is not just about your potential. It's about your divine image. Because when you finally realize who you are, the atmosphere around you begins to recognize it too. So stay with me, chosen one. Let this revelation soak into your spirit. Because by the time you reach the end of this message, you'll never look at yourself the same way again. To be the mirror of the Messiah is not about perfection, it's about reflection. A mirror doesn't create light, it simply receives and reveals it. You, chosen one, were designed to do the same. When the world looks at you, they may not see what heaven sees. But heaven looks and says, I see my Son in them. I see my Spirit moving through them. This is why your life has been marked by a strange pattern, where you absorb other people's pain, where you sense emotions deeply, where your presence shifts atmospheres. It's not because you're overly sensitive, it's because your soul is a divine mirror. You catch reflections of heaven that others miss. Think about it. When Jesus walked the earth, he was called many things: healer, teacher, rebel, savior. But more than that, he was the visible image of the invisible God. And now, in these end times, God has raised up a people who carry that same assignment, not to be the Messiah, but to mirror him. To reflect his compassion when the world is cruel. To reflect his forgiveness when the world is bitter. To reflect his courage when others choose silence. You are not just following Christ, you are mirroring him. This is why your spirit doesn't fit into worldly systems. This is why the spotlight has never defined you, because the light in you was always greater than the light on you. When God chose you, he didn't choose you for applause. He chose you for reflection. He said, I will polish them in secret, I will refine them through fire, until when the world looks at them, they don't see a survivor, they see the reflection of my Son. You've walked through the furnace not to burn, but to shine. And what you carry now is not ordinary faith, it's mirror faith. Mirror faith doesn't wait for proof, it reflects the promise before it manifests. It doesn't ask, when will I see it? It declares, it's already inside me. This is who you are. This is who you've always been. Heaven knows your name, and that name echoes. The mirror of the Messiah. Chosen one, mirrors aren't born, they're made. Before a mirror can reflect, it must be shaped, smoothed, and purified. And that's exactly what God has been doing in your life. You've been through breaking seasons, where it felt like every dream shattered before your eyes. But heaven wasn't destroying you, heaven was refining your reflection. Every betrayal polished your empathy. Every delay deepened your patience. Every loss sharpened your faith. God was molding you into something eternal, a vessel that could reveal his glory. You see, when a mirror is formed, it goes through heat and pressure. If the material resists, it cracks. But if it yields, it becomes flawless. You yielded. Even when you didn't understand. Even when you prayed for doors to open and they didn't. Even when you asked God, why me? And silence was all you heard. But what you didn't see was heaven whispering. Because you are my reflection, I'm making sure your surface is pure. I'm making sure when I shine, you'll reflect me without distortion. Your heartbreaks weren't punishments, they were polishings. Your loneliness wasn't abandonment, it was alignment. Your wilderness wasn't emptiness, it was the mirror room of heaven. Because in that hidden place, God taught you how to see like him, love like Him, and move like Him. And now, as the world grows darker, your reflection grows brighter. You've entered a stage where people around you will begin to feel something different in your presence. They won't always have the words for it, but their spirit will recognize it. They'll sense calm where there was chaos, peace where there was pain, hope where there was heaviness. That's what happens when a mirror carries divine light. It changes the atmosphere without speaking a word. And you, chosen one, are entering that very season, where you no longer have to prove who you are. Because heaven will reveal who you are through your reflection. Chosen one, when heaven calls you. The mirror of the Messiah. It isn't a poetic compliment, it's a spiritual reality that becomes visible through certain divine signs in your life. You may have noticed them already, small, sacred patterns that repeat, moments that feel too purposeful to be coincidence. They're confirmations from heaven that you don't just believe in Christ, you bear His reflection. Let's go deeper. These are not surface-level traits. These are the soul marks of one who walks with divine light inside them. The unmistakable evidence that the image of the Messiah is alive within your being. You don't just feel emotions, you carry atmospheres. When heaven rejoices, your spirit comes alive with sudden bursts of joy. When heaven mourns, you feel that ache too. Sometimes you cry and don't even know why. It's not emotional instability, it's spiritual empathy. Your soul is connected to the pulse of heaven. You can walk past a stranger and sense their pain without a word spoken. You can enter a room and instantly discern if peace or tension lingers in the air. You can sit in silence and feel heaven whisper, "Pray for them," or "Send light there." That's not imagination. That's divine sensitivity, proof that you're a vessel of reflection. Because when the Messiah lived on earth, He didn't just see people, He felt them. He wept with those who wept. He groaned in spirit when hearts were heavy. He rejoiced when the lost were found. Chosen one, if you feel the world deeply, it's because heaven trusts you to carry its heart. The brighter the mirror, the stronger the reactions it provokes. You've probably noticed this paradox. Some people are drawn to your peace like moths to a flame, while others seem instantly irritated or defensive around you. Don't be surprised. Your presence is not neutral, it's revelatory. It exposes light and reveals shadow. When people look at you, they unconsciously see a reflection of themselves. Those aligned with truth feel comforted by your spirit. Those running from truth feel confronted, even if you haven't said a word. This is why some friendships fade without explanation, and why certain people distance themselves after moments of deep connection. It's not rejection, it's revelation. Your reflection is too bright for some, but perfect for the ones heaven sends your way. Remember this. Jesus' light drew the broken and angered the proud. And you, chosen one, carry that same pattern. So when resistance comes, don't dim your reflection. Shine anyway. You were never meant to please everyone, only to reflect the one who sent you. You've always had eyes that pierce through masks. While others get lost in appearances, your spirit sees motives, energy, and truth. You may have wondered, why can't I just take things at face value like others? Because heaven didn't design you to live in illusion. You carry the eyes of the Messiah, eyes that discern beyond sight. You can sense when someone's words don't match their spirit. You feel dishonesty as tension in your chest. You can hear flattery and still recognize emptiness behind it. You might even see symbolic dreams, flashes of light, or sudden intuition that later proves right. All signs of divine discernment at work. This gift isn't meant to make you suspicious, it's meant to keep your reflection clean. Because when you reflect heaven's truth, deception cannot survive around you. This discernment is holy. It keeps your circle pure. It helps you align with only those who carry genuine light. Remember, Jesus looked at people and saw their hearts before they spoke. That same perception, that same knowing, lives in you. You've always felt different, not antisocial, just called to quiet. There's a peace that comes over you when you withdraw from the noise. It's not that you dislike people, it's that your soul needs stillness to stay aligned. Because mirrors don't reflect clearly when they're shaken. And your spirit, chosen one, was crafted to reflect heaven's image, so stillness becomes sacred for you. This is why crowds drain you and nature revives you. Why silence feels like a conversation and prayer feels like home. In solitude you hear heaven's echoes that others miss. People may not understand your need to disappear, sometimes, but that's your recalibration period. That's where your reflection gets cleansed from the dust of daily life. Even Jesus often withdrew from crowds to pray alone. He wasn't avoiding people, he was recharging his divine connection. You do the same because you carry his rhythm. So don't apologize for loving silence. It's not loneliness, it's divine maintenance. It's how the mirror of the Messiah stays pure. There's something paradoxical about you. Even when your heart is breaking, you somehow emit peace. Even in moments of uncertainty, your presence calms others. People often tell you, "I feel safe when you're around," even when you're fighting silent battles yourself. That's because your peace isn't external, it's internal. It's not a performance, it's a reflection. The Messiah's spirit anchors you so deeply that storms outside can't shake the calm within. When Jesus slept during the storm, his peace didn't come from the quiet, it came from authority. That same authority rests in you. You've learned that peace isn't the absence of trouble, it's the presence of divine trust. And your reflection projects that truth into every room you enter. This is why anxious people gravitate to you. It's why broken souls feel lighter after talking with you. Because their spirit recognizes heaven's reflection radiating through you. Sometimes you feel caught between dimensions. You function in the physical world, you work, laugh, and live, but deep inside, part of you always feels elsewhere. You dream things before they happen. You feel divine nudges that guide your decisions. You sense when something is spiritually off, long before evidence appears. It's as if heaven's frequency is constantly running in the background of your soul. You might have tried to silence it once, to just be normal. But you can't. Because you weren't sent here to blend in, you were sent here to bridge worlds. You are a translator between realms, a living connection between the invisible and the visible. That's why you often feel homesick for a place you've never been. Your spirit remembers heaven. And though your feet walk on earth, your reflection always faces upward, toward the throne, toward the light, toward home. Chosen one, this sign is perhaps the most defining one. You've lived much of your life in obscurity. Others seem to advance faster, gain recognition sooner, be celebrated publicly, while you were tucked away in divine silence. You asked God, "Why am I still waiting? Why do I feel invisible?" And heaven whispered, "Because mirrors aren't displayed until they're ready to reflect." God was keeping you hidden not to punish you, but to protect the reflection. If you had been revealed too soon, people would have tried to distort you, dim you, or use you. So heaven covered you under anonymity until your light could no longer be mistaken for anyone else's. Now, that season is shifting. The covering is being lifted. The light of God is about to shine on you, not to glorify you, but to reveal himself through you. This is your unveiling season. The world will begin to see what heaven has always known, that your reflection was never meant to be hidden forever. When something is out of alignment, you feel it immediately. You can't watch cruelty and stay quiet. You can't see manipulation and pretend it's okay. Your spirit acts like light hitting a shadow. It simply cannot coexist. This is because your reflection carries the righteousness of the Messiah. He too flipped tables when truth was mocked. He too stood up when injustice spoke louder than compassion. You might have been misunderstood as too intense, or too sensitive. But that holy fire inside you is a piece of his reflection, his zeal for truth. When heaven's mirror sees corruption, it reflects correction. When it sees pain, it reflects healing. When it sees darkness, it reflects light. So never suppress that righteous fire within you. It's not anger, it's divine calibration. Everywhere you go, broken things begin to heal. Not because you try, but because restoration lives in your reflection. People who've been distant from God start to feel warmth again when they talk to you. Family members begin to soften. Even environments that once felt heavy begin to feel lighter after you've spent time there. That's not luck, it's divine overflow. You are a mirror that reflects heaven's restoration frequency. When others see only ashes, you see potential beauty. When others give up, you whisper hope. That is Christ's reflection in motion. That is proof of who you are. You don't need a pulpit to minister, your presence is ministry. Your reflection is doing more healing than your words ever could. You've been through long nights of confusion, heartbreak, and silence. You felt shattered, unworthy, forgotten. But suddenly, something feels different. You feel clarity returning. You sense a light building within you again. You feel like something new is forming, but it's not new, it's you. It's your original reflection finally breaking through the fog. Heaven has been polishing you through fire. And now, that divine polish is complete. You're beginning to see who you truly are, and so is everyone else. The glow people notice on you isn't just happiness, it's recognition. Your reflection has aligned with heaven's light. Chosen one, this is the season when your reflection will open doors before you knock. This is when people will see your light and not know why they feel peace, but it will be because they saw Him in you. If these signs resonate deeply within your spirit, it's because you're awakening to your true identity. You are not simply a believer, you are a living mirror of the Messiah Himself. The world needs your reflection, pure, compassionate, unshakable. Heaven didn't send you to impress, heaven sent you to illuminate. So keep your heart clean. Keep your eyes lifted. Keep your soul in tune with heaven's song. Because every time you walk, speak, or love, heaven sees its own reflection moving upon the earth. That's who you are, chosen one. You are heaven's mirror. You are the reflection of the Messiah. And no darkness can change that. Chosen one, your mission is not to change people by force. It's to reflect heaven until change becomes inevitable. You carry the image of divine truth. When you walk into darkness, it loses its power to hide. When you speak, even gently, heaven echoes through your words. You are the continuation of Christ's image on earth. Not a replacement, but a reflection. And this reflection carries authority. Authority over chaos. Authority over despair. Authority over confusion. When you enter a room, darkness panics, not because of you, but because it sees who is standing inside you. This is why your words must stay pure. Your heart must remain soft. Your focus must remain upward. Because mirrors don't create light, they reveal it. Stay connected to your source, and your reflection will carry power beyond your imagination. God has called you to restore the spiritual image of the world. To show humanity what Christ looks like through love, through justice, through gentleness. You are the visual sermon the world is waiting to see. Your kindness is prophecy. Your endurance is worship. Your reflection is revival. When you forgive the unforgivable, you mirror the Messiah. When you stand for truth despite the cost, you mirror the Messiah. When you love without reason, you mirror the Messiah. Every time you rise again after being broken, heaven whispers, "Look, there they are, my reflection in motion." Chosen one, heaven is calling you to rise, not by striving, but by reflecting. Stop trying to be perfect. Stop trying to fit into what others expect. You were never meant to imitate religion, you were meant to mirror redemption. Every time you look at your reflection from this day forward, say this aloud. I am the mirror of the Messiah. I am the reflection of divine love. I am the living image of heaven on earth. Let that truth rewire your mind. Let it heal every wound that made you doubt your worth. Because the moment you accept who you truly are, heaven will start to confirm it through signs, through favor, through divine alignments. The atmosphere will begin to recognize you as heaven's reflection. Angels will move in sync with your faith. Doors will open not because you knocked, but because your reflection was recognized. You were never ordinary, chosen one. You were heaven's hidden mirror, now being unveiled for the world to see. So shine without apology. Reflect without fear. And remember, when heaven looks at you, it doesn't see your past, your failures, or your flaws. It sees its own reflection, glowing, radiant, divine. That's who you are. That's who you've always been. The mirror of the Messiah. Now type in the comments below. I am heaven's reflection. I mirror the Messiah. Declare it boldly, and let the angels record your agreement. Because from this moment forward, chosen one, the world will not just see you. They will see Him shining through you. Please like this video. And you can support the channel through the link in the channel's bio. Even your $1 is very precious for me and this channel. Your kindness helps us continue spreading light and love. God bless you.